This isn't about laziness, and it's not, I don't want to do anything. It's not depression, and it's not burnout. At least, it doesn't feel like that. My life is pretty ordinary. I have a job, my health is more or less fine, there are people around me. I get up, wash my face, reply to messages, make plans. From the outside, nothing is falling apart. It's just that sometimes, on the inside, it's like I'm a step behind, like life keeps moving and I don't quite connect to it right away. It became especially obvious once in the simplest place, the little store near my building, one evening after work. There was a line at the checkout, the smell of fresh bread and laundry detergent, the cashier with her usual, "Do you need a bag?" I grabbed milk, eggs, pasta, apples, without really thinking. The line inched forward. The guy in front of me dug around for coins. Someone complained about the card machine. I watched my groceries slide along the belt, and then I caught myself in this strange thought. I don't remember walking here. Not I got lost, and not I blacked out. It's just there's a blank spot. The courtyard, the crosswalk, the entrance to the building across the street, a dog tugging at its owner. Normally, those things land somewhere in my memory, even if it's just background. But this time, nothing. Like a jump cut. I'm standing there holding a basket, and it feels like I turned on a show halfway through a scene. I wasn't scared, more like surprised. Like, oh, there it is. So I started paying attention to tiny details. The way the cashier scans each barcode, the way her fingernail catches the edge of a plastic bag, the way my keys tap against my phone in my pocket. It didn't make me feel better, but it did make something click. I've been living like this more often than I realized. My body is here, the actions are happening, and inside it's like I'm nearby but not all the way in. After that, I started noticing it not during big moments, but in the most routine parts of the day. Morning, I pour water into the kettle. Click, the little light comes on. I open the fridge. It hums the same way it always does. I take a yogurt and automatically check the expiration date. And then, snap, I'm already holding an empty cup and I can't even remember the taste. Not because it was bad, just like it wasn't me who ate it, but some version of me that knows how to finish a task. Work is like that too. I'll be on a call, nodding, saying, "Yeah, got it," typing notes. Then I look down, half a page of writing, clear and useful, and I still don't remember the moment I wrote it. Like I was a passenger who ended up in the right place and somehow even held the pen, but wasn't actually present for the trip. The commute is its own story. Subway, bus, it doesn't matter. The routes are so familiar they run on autopilot. Sometimes I deliberately put my phone away and try to show up. I look at the handrails, the ads, people's faces, the window, and it still happens. Stations go by and I can't account for 10 minutes. I wasn't asleep. I was just absent. You get off at your stop and there's this neat, strange emptiness in your head, like someone cut a strip out of the film and smoothed the edges. At home, it shows up quietly, but it's persistent. I come in, take off my shoes, hang up my jacket, and then suddenly I'm sitting there with my laptop open and some random tab on the screen, even though I never decided to do that. Or I open social media for a minute, and then it's later, and the room is darker. I wouldn't call it relaxing. It's more like a way to not exist in the spaces in between errands, between tasks, between all the I have tos. I can start the laundry and drift around the apartment like I'm waiting for some signal that it's time to switch back on. The washing machine beeps, and I'm like, okay, next. Like the day has been broken into prompts. Weekends are supposed to fix it, but they shrink too. Ahead of time, I tell myself, okay, I'll finally have time. I'll go for a walk, meet someone, do the things I never get to. And I do some of it. But on Sunday night, I catch this irritating feeling. 2 days went by like a summary. Woke up, ate, went out, came back, washed dishes, went to bed. It all happened, nothing terrible happened, and still it feels like the movie played and I only saw the edits. It happens in conversations too. I can sit with someone in a cafe, listen, respond, and then suddenly I notice that for the last couple of minutes, I've been thinking about whether I left the window open at home. The other person laughs, and I laugh too, but I don't know what I'm laughing at. I'm not scared, and not even quietly ashamed. It's more practical than that. Like, okay, come back. I come back, ask a question, act like everything is normal. And most of the time it is normal. I just register it internally. Another piece, missed. Even when it's interesting, my mind can slide sideways, and then I have to catch up after the fact. The realization came in a very quiet way. I was clearing space on my phone, scrolling through photos, food, a cat, screenshots, random skies, and I ran into a short video, maybe 10 seconds. A courtyard in the evening, rain, a puddle, a street lamp reflected in the water. Someone walks past and the surface ripples. I watched it and I realized I don't remember taking this. But I did take it, which means that in that moment, I was there. I pulled out my phone, framed the shot, hit record, not because I needed to, but because for some reason I wanted to. And then this simple thought showed up. Sometimes I do appear, and then it's like I erase it myself, like an unnecessary file. Not on purpose, it just happens. After that, I started noticing little traces. A receipt from the pharmacy in my pocket. I don't remember putting it there. A calendar reminder I set, but I don't recognize it by the way it's written. Dried leaves on the windowsill. I must have picked them up on the way home. And each time, it isn't a big discovery, and it isn't horror. It's more like confirmation. I take a lot of steps, but I'm not always there for them. And because of that, later it feels like everything went by quickly and without me, even though technically I was present for all of it. Now when I catch it happening, sometimes I just stop for a second. Not to fix everything, and not to start living the right way. I'll stand by the sink. The water runs. The mug is warm. I just poured boiling water. On the stairs, I hear a neighbor's lock click. Outside, I notice the smell of wet asphalt. Then I keep going. I do what I need to do, and sometimes I switch off again. It happens. At night, I lay down and turn off the light. From the kitchen, there's the steady hum of the fridge. I listen for a couple of seconds, not longer than that. Then my hand reaches for my phone, or my thoughts drift away on their own. And somewhere, very nearby, there's this feeling that stays behind. I was here, or I almost was.